What's up everyone? In this video, I want to quickly run down 5 things you may have missed from the Game of Thrones second Season 7 trailer. First up is this picture right here. This is actually from the Field of Fire 2.0, and I think that these archers are from House Tarly. That's Samwell's father. That's Samwell Tarly's house. So this means that Randyll Tarly is in play, and his allegiance or his loyalty to the crown is also in play. And just, you can't really tell, honestly, because it's blurry, but I do know that in the books, House Tarly's sigil is actually a red archer over a green field, signifying that his house specializes in archery. So, none the better than these archers right here. They probably have a few tricks up their sleeves, because in the recurring shot after this, we do see that there are certain soldiers, I think they are Dothraki, and they're lit on fire. If you are enjoying this video, please slap a like on it, as it greatly helps out my channel. Another thing you may not have noticed is that this shot, that quick shot that we get of Grey Worm riding on a boat into what seems to be the entrance of a cave, and he turns around and sort of confirms something with someone. This is definitely Casterly Rock, and this is him invading it, and he's going to go in through this tunnel because it would be similar to the way that he conquered Yunkai. He was let inside the city, and then we do get other shots of what appears to be Unsullied letting in more Unsullied through the gates, so it only makes sense that they're going through the underground. And like I had mentioned in my initial breakdown, Casterly Rock and Lannisport are known to have mines everywhere throughout, and guess who was in charge of cisterns and the sewage drains? Tyrion. Tyrion is allied with Daenerys. Daenerys are, control the Unsullied, so it would only make sense that Tyrion would give Grey Worm some inside advice. Now, the next scene I want to talk about is actually the first scene of the trailer. Here, let me kick it off for you. Don't fight in the north, or fight in the south. Fight everyone, everywhere, always in your mind, Sansa, in your mind. Alright, now I may have ad-libbed that last part, but I think after listening to that about 40 times to try to get a good impression for you guys, it sounds like Peter Baelish might be, distressed. He's talking low, and he normally talks low, and he creeps around anyway, but it sounds like he's, exhausted. I can almost hear it in his voice. Like I said, maybe it could just be because I listened to it 40 times, but I think this might actually be Baelish telling Sansa something right before he dies. Now, that's jumping the gun a little bit, but not really, because we all know that characters are going to be dropping like flies. Peter Baelish has gotten to the point where he's almost like comic book villain. You know what I mean? He's corny as shit. They keep showing him in the trailer, this one main shot, one of him behind Lyanna and the other one behind the shadows, creeping somewhere. So I think these are Peter Baelish's last words to Sansa. Sansa has just had him executed, and I think there may be, some manipulation involved, and it may not be by Sansa's hand directly, but just judging from this shot, it seems to be early on in the season, and I think what may have pushed it over the edge is when Peter Baelish snuck in that kiss. It would only make sense that Sansa would execute him here, because this is the site of, this is in front of their old gods, and this dude has fucking insulted House Stark for the last time, and he stole a kiss from a lady. I don't care if he's a lord or not. That is death, and honestly, I think that that kiss is what put the nail in the coffin for Sir Peter Littlefinger Baelish. This last shot we get of Jon Snow riding off into, sort of like the sunset, but he's definitely in the lands of always winter. They focus in on the horse. Why is the horse important? Because we've seen this horse before. This black cloth is the same black cloth that is on the back of Benjen's horse. So this just means that Benjen may be the one who saves Jon Snow's life. A few more things you may not have noticed is at the very beginning of the trailer, Sansa's being given a monologue by Littlefinger, and I initially thought that was he's trying to make her paranoid, he's trying to make her second guess every decision she makes. I took that as this is obviously Littlefinger's last words to her, and then at the end of the trailer when she's talking about the lone wolf dies alone but the pack survives, she may actually be referring to her Uncle Benjen. As in, her Uncle Benjen saved Jon, like I had made the point to mention earlier. This is definitely Benjen's horse, so she could be referring to the lone wolf as Benjen. But it's likely a response to Littlefinger after saying, second guess everything. Basically, do everything yourself. Another thing you may have noticed is the dead body on the floor with Jaime. Now, I noticed that the first time I watched the trailer, but I didn't think it was really of too much significance. I think that's honestly just a dead member or a High Lord of House Tyrell. So this is just someone that's being killed. It's definitely in Highgarden. If you notice, this person's outfit is very similar to the outfits we used to see Loras wear. They're very bright and colorful, which is symbolic of Highgarden, having gardens everywhere and roses. This is more of a personal fuck-up from my initial breakdown of the trailer. This is definitely the Greyjoy fleet arriving at King's Landing. No doubt in my mind that this is Euron Greyjoy's fleet. You can actually notice the very first time we see Euron, he shows up in the Iron Islands to kill Balon. Well, before he shows up, we see his ship, and his ship has these two unique sails that split halfway down the middle, and one comes up in the center. This is that exact same ship. This is Euron reaching King's Landing, about to strike a bargain with Lady Cersei of the Iron Throne. We're given this shot of someone sharpening a sword twice, once in the original trailer and then again in this one. There is not too much that we can determine from it other than thinking that it's a pivotal moment in the show, otherwise they wouldn't have showed us twice already. But I will say that these hands look rather slender and almost feminine. So is this Arya sharpening a newly forged sword? She definitely is in need of an upgrade. Needle will always be close to her, but she definitely needs a warrior woman's sword, and Needle won't cut that. So I predict that this right here is actually Arya right after she receives a freshly forged sword from your boy Gendry Baratheon. The way this scene plays out in the trailer is first we get a shot of Arya, then we get a shot of Jaime with the dead body on the floor, then we get a shot of Littlefinger creeping in the shadows, and then next is the shot of the person sharpening the sword. I think that that's hinting at Arya potentially taking out Jaime and Peter Baelish. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. The like goal will be 150. If you would like to enter my contest for this lovely Daenerys Dark Horse figurine giveaway, for once I reach 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube, all you have to do to enter that contest is 1, like this video, 2, comment down below, and then 3, subscribe to me here on YouTube, 4 and 5, hop on Twitter and on Instagram and follow me. I know that sounds like a lot, but this is free, and everything I just listed that you have to do to enter the contest is free. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Reviews.